Alright guys, here we're going to talk about the movie House of the Dead. 2003's House of the Dead, Lee. Had you seen it before?
I might have.
You Boll.
And I may have just erased it from my memory, which is what I'm gonna do again this time.
It's probably his worst movie.
It's terrible.
He only generally makes these video game-esque movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's exactly what they are.
There's some stuff to unpack, but I'll just say I tried to because I don't know this game, and I tried to view it like, what if these are all like references to the game that I'd be like, woo, it's what's his, and that doesn't help at all. I think it's still bad. I might hate it more if I knew the game and I knew these characters.
I'll approach the game more in the spoiler zone.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to get the plot of House of the Dead ruined.
Fair enough.
So if you've seen it or don't care, false over to spoilers, and if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, so here we are for the spoilers of House of the Dead. Lee, let me hear them spoiler-filled thoughts.
It's amazing. It starts, and I'm like, oh, Uwe Boll, my friend. I don't remember this movie, though. And honestly, at this point, I just want to stay at first, just in case it's finally happened. I feel like you might be fucking with me.
What do you think I'm trying to do, you fucking moron?
I feel like we might have already done this film, and because some of the things that I'm about to say, I'm like, I've said this literally exactly. I'm like, was there
We've never covered this.
Is there another video game movie or another movie? It's
Yeah,
like
a lot of them actually.
but it feels like, and that's like this is more foreshadowing than the movie does of like, what are you about to have? It opens with like some random shots where they've used a combination of like digital slow-mo and like black and white.
So, where are they, dude? We're gonna miss the boat.
Greg and Simon.
Dips to whatever the fuck, and then it's like, that's Carol. She's his boyfriend, and she's jealous of this and whatever, and then you're like, okay, so they had to shoehorn in. They like forgot to establish that two people were dating. That's fine.
Cynthia, Greg's girlfriend. Pure eye candy.
But it keeps going, and then it's like, this is a Model 307 Cessna. Like they've added narration to explain every character and every person. There's a point where it has to zoom in to the back where a character's like half covered up by someone else, and you're like, that's Jeanette. She does this, and I'm like, what is happening?
Simon.
Karma thinks she's Foxy Brown. She has a crush on Simon, but Simon only has eyes for Alicia, my ex.
Somebody watched the movie. Uwe doesn't care about any of this stuff, so he didn't film any of it. It's either not in the script or it's just missing. And then some executive was like, no one knows who any of these people are. Like, so we have to do something. And he was like, well, I'm done filming. And they were like, fuck, what do we? Edit bay.
I don't think he cares because the game is literally the screenshots they cut to segues of the actual game. The game is just something you would stand with a gun and shoot zombies that come up. There's no.
Okay.
I don't think there's any plot. There's no characters. There's no nothing, to the best of my knowledge, playing this like in the arcade as a kid.
Right.
At least I didn't walk away going, oh, Carol's here, and Janelle, like none of that mattered.
By the way, I made up those names.
Yeah, I have no idea the names.
I don't know anyone's name, but yeah.
And some of the characters I even were like, is that the same guy? So like the one is like, he's so handsome, he's a model. This is Chuck. He wishes. I'm like, they look exactly the same.
Smart too, isn't she?
Yep. Smart enough not to get involved with the likes of you, bro.
Like,
they could easily be this. Like, I play that guy. I mean, this guy. I don't know.
Okay, and I assume you pick characters, but in the game, right? It looks like what I presume.
I don't think you even pick characters.
You don't even pick a character?
I think you put a quarter in, and you have a reticle on the screen.
And I was gonna say, like, it's one of those games where you're holding a gun, or it's like mounted to the thing, and you have to like click and shoot, and then you like reload or something.
You go like
yeah,
this.
you're just doing with like that's all it is, right? And he was like, all right, let's do it, because the bad guys look like putties with like glowing red eyes. They look terrible, like weird scarecrow monsters that don't make any sense.
They're zombies of different generations on this very like remote island that would never have had World War II. What?
Oh yeah, what the fuck? Everyone's cosplaying, all of the heroes, but so are the zombies. There's zombies. I don't know why there's zombies.
Well, everything is
whatever.
Zombies.
Yes, but like
some conquistador-esque fellow.
There was once some crazy Spanish padre.
Invented the life serum.
I'm going to screw up the quote, so I'm just going to screw up the quote. One guy says, immortality, you would do anything. Why? And then the bad guy's like, to live forever.
You created it all so you could be immortal. Why?
that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the answer, and I'm like, wait, what?
It's like, yeah.
But it's not even, like, that was funnier in, like, the timing than, like, it is. They just play it straight. It then biddly boops to a flashback of him being like, you'll never stop me from living forever. It's like nothing.
There should have been something so like our main scientist guy gets hung for his like I'm fucking with the dead stuff.
You know why I was banished from Spain?
Your experiments are not of God.
And then he like just goes, I'm still alive.
I'm
and I'm
fine,
like,
though.
You can't cut away from that. The villagers would be like, wait a minute, that guy's still alive. And he would also be like still hanging from his neck. I think they would, maybe that's how his face got all fucked up, because then they resorted to beating me with sticks. Like something would happen there.
Yeah, it's
There's no plot in this movie.
it's borrowing from a lot of other stuff. But yes, this
But like just the tiniest pieces
Yeah.
that are incoherent.
where it's like, oh well, there's a guy who's dead, but he's not dead, and he needs to be bald, like the mummy. It needs to be that guy somehow.
Fantastic. Did you hear what I said? It works. I'm going to live forever.
And then it's like, Resident Evil, obviously, even the game Left 4 Dead, because at one point, after like whatever half an hour of like, what am I watching? I like remember, oh, it's a video game movie, because they have all the characters lined up. Each holding their distinct weapons, and they do little Matrix camera spins of all of them.
Those spins are so weird.
It's so weird, and like at that point, you're supposed to be like, "That's her. That's what's her name. I'm so happy about this." But like at no point are you like, "Woo!" Like it's happening. It's just this weird.
None of it makes sense. These are just the oldest people possible to go to a rave.
Well, you're obviously no cartographer.
What?
The
I thought it
rave
was a rave.
is not an aspect of the movie pretty much at all, because it
Yeah.
ends before they get there. There's a big endorsement by Sega. Because you're like, oh, that's their title. They own this. Okay, cool. But like, other than that, I was like, all right, this is just weird, because they're just people. It's like, oh, he's a model. I'm a doctor, maybe. I'm just like a girl. But they're
one guy is the guy with the face,
Yeah.
and then it becomes clear like that's his character. He shoots with one hand and wears like a weird suit kind of thing, and he has a fucked up face.
Yeah.
And they had to like engineer all these things to take place.
he was a model,
so that he
Lee.
could be the
Now
guy
he's
with
the
the
elephant
face.
man.
He's the guy with the face, and I'd be like, yeah, it's the guy with the face. Like what?
So like my mark of quality is, so you saw the U-Boll. I knew that part already, so that didn't jump out at me. But when I was like, oh, Clint Howard, that's right, he's in this. That's a mark of quality.
Highlight of the movie.
Yeah, well, kind of.
You got yourself some sort of hearing disability?
But like, and him and the sea captain, the great, just bad characters just
like,
shoved into something.
Yeah, but like from another thing, to your
Yeah.
point. Like that's the captain from that crocodile movie we watched.
Don't push your luck. Now get out of there and do something useful.
It might literally be him. I don't even know. I didn't check. But I'm just like, what? And then why is that guy in there? And then he becomes kind of like Bill from Left 4 Dead, where he's the old guy. But I'm shooting, well, I'd like to see you try. Pow! And he's doing his things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I supposed to think this is cool? And I'm trying to, I'm like racking my brain.
If not, I've always got this.
If I already knew that guy, if I had already played a video game as him or with him for long enough, would I think this was cool? And I'm like, I think still no. I think I'd be upset. Like, why are you fucking up these awesome characters?
These characters might as well be Delta Force, though. The way they're like reloading and taking weapons and doing things and this and that, and then like, okay, let's assume, because we're Americans, we can all use every gun possible, which they all do. They run the full gamut of guns. But then they're in close combat. Like, I can sword fight, I can kick. The girl who's like, I'm just standard rave girl dressed like America.
I'm a raver
She's
girl.
like punching out zombies and doing crazy shit.
Which might be her character, and that's fine.
Again, there are no characters.
But it's not everyone's character. And they include a little montage, because one of the characters is Lady Cop.
Quite everybody.
It's like Coast Guard lady or something.
Yeah.
And she has a little rivalry. It's like Street Fighter. We gave them little rivalries with each other and tried to get them to the same location. She even says at one point, does everyone know how to use their weapons?
Everyone know how to use their weapons.
And then there's like kind of a murmuring and then like a montage where people are like smacking guns together. Like. How does a gun work? And they're sort of like doing this one, but it's all like boom, 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 boom. When they talk about the music is insulting. It's the most hilarious, like stock
It's
techno.
very dated too.
I forget if this is I want to say right in the beginning, I might be wrong about this, and I apologize to no one in advance. It sounded like Firestarter, you know, like Prodigy. But then I was like, oh, and then like the vocals start, and I'm like, oh, it's a remix of Firestarter. And then it keeps going, and I'm like, it's just a fake song that sounds like Firestarter? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, there was
like,
no budget for
I don't
that.
think it's Prodigy's Firestarter remixed. Because at first it sounded like it was just like the other part of the song, and they were like looping certain lines. Like, oh, it's a remix, it's techno, it's out there, it's not the same structure. But then it was like, no, this is a ripoff. You're just whatevering.
I can remember like young me's first watch of this, and like when you're watching a horror movie, you're not sure who the main characters are for a little while, because like, okay, that's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, whatever. And they cut to that rave, and I remember like girl DJ. And I was like, oh, I like that girl. She should be. She reminds me of like the singer Biff Naked. And then like, you know, she's never seen again. And then not till this watch was I looking at the credits. It's Biff Naked.
I was just gonna say, is it Biff Naked?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice her. That's awesome.
Mom, I got a tattoo. I think I was about 18 years old. I said, I got a tattoo on my arm. I only want one. Don't worry.
It's like literally in there for like a few moments, but like. I remember young me had a type.
They were like, would you want to be in a movie? And she's like, why are you using quotes? It's like,
you could be the DJ.
You could be the DJ. That's
Come
awesome.
to Austria for a day.
I love that one moment of weakness. We love that song. You know this person. Besides that, I'm sure, but yes. Just a moment of weakness. Any other eagle-eyed celebrities hiding in the mix? Anyone else whose career we can ruin by pointing out that they were a part of this?
There are people that I'm like, oh, I've seen you in other B-rated things of this time, but knowing that I'm like, you're a hidden gem, you're a guy I like, you're this and that, whatever.
There was certainly no one who I wanted to go look up.
Sure.
But I also didn't even recognize, like, oh, you're the guy. Like, if anyone was anyone who I'd seen before, technically, it was always like, you're the guy. Like, I don't know who that guy is at all. It was, you know.
There is no God. There is only me.
May he have mercy on your soul.
But like you said, so they start off, they're just banging weapons together. Like, there's anyone like this is the first time they ever touched them. But by the end, they are one-shotting with every bullet. Yeah. Everyone dies. Everyone's a professional marksman. It's just wild.
Character growth.
Yes, dramatic character growth.
She's dead. I didn't save her. It's not your fault. It was my fault.
No, but there's no like, oh, rising to the occasion, or like, oh, I can't. Like, everything feels so throwaway. Like someone says, that was my buddy Greg, and it's like, oh, he wasn't Greg anymore, and they're all like, right.
What the hell was that thing?
Our best friend.
Not anymore.
She's like a wild animal.
And like, that's it. Yeah. There's no weird, no one's like, I don't believe it, or like, there's none of the.
And they didn't have to be friends either. Like, a good amount of these people, like, oh, okay, I just met this person here, that's the cavalry. Like, it could easily be the, like, well, I don't know that guy, fuck him, he's a zombie. Like, and you could have been fine with that. But yeah, there's not that great, there's more, oh, my face is damaged, I'll never work again, let me be the person that explodes this thing.
Simon! Let's go!
Like, it's just very strange. And they go to like bullet time, it like follows the bullet to explode that.
Some very insulting uses. Like, I can't say enough because I know how many clips there are that we need to show. I'll just keep talking here. But like, there's so many insulting shots where they're like, oh, no. We have to slow this down. You need to see exactly the PlayStation 2 game looking ass bitch falling down. It's like, what is it, like he's throwing the axe and she's got the shotgun and they jump and it's this weird like thing. Yeah, but
the
like
bullet
what point
misses
was that?
The shot, like the shot, like the axe misses her. You expect like a cool thing, maybe they both die and collide in the air and fall down slowly, or anything, or she blows the axe away.
Yeah, no, okay, so like you see the pellets, I guess, like separating, and then you think, oh, it's going to like shred the axe apart so that she doesn't get axed.
Anything?
And then kill the guy. But yeah, they just go past each other, and if that guy hadn't already missed, she would have been hit.
I guess.
But she got him. Is that the, I don't know?
I don't know. There's a lot of things like that where the choice to spend money to make something look cool is so like, well, that's not even cool, but that certainly cost you a lot of money.
It's
and the same thing with following the bullet to explode that barrel of gunpowder. Which has been sitting out for 100 years. That's not going to do anything.
We don't even, if the timeline, he's like, Yeah. No, but that's the point. You've hit upon it. It's the cart and the horse. Some people, and we have to we say, well, I disagree. It's not that cool. But here, there's no way like these things are not cool at all. And then they were like, we can make them cool by doing X, Y, Z. And I'm like, no, they have to be at least a little cool. There's boring shots in The Matrix. When she first jumps up Trinity and it like spins a little, and you're like, wait, what's the spinning? What the fuck? Oh, like what's going on? It has a whole different vibe than this. Which is literally, it's playing the bum, 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 bum. And you're like, who are you ripping off?
This is not
what are you
multiple
doing?
cameras. It's one camera just like spinning or something.
No,
like, I don't even know. The effect is honestly a little off-putting.
Yeah, they're doing it wrong, number one. But number two, it's also like, it's not even a cool thing to begin with. It's not hinting, oh, these people have some sort of power to like perceive things faster than anyone else.
It's like you're at a wedding and they have one of those like spinning camera things.
And I just wanted you to know that night while you were all alone.
Like that's what it is.
It's like the gimmick home version of the real effect. It's like that. It's like you and your friends being like, let's do a spinning camera like Michael Bay. Oh, that'd be funny. And it's just some douchebag with a phone on a skateboard, which would look better than what happened here.
That intro sequence, like as if they are trying to set you up for what you're about to see, it's just this weird video gamey kaleidoscope fucking terrible thing. That just is a waste of time and effort. It's not video gamey. I don't know what they were going for there, but it's bad.
And you're the resident House of the Dead expert. It's not House of the Dead-y at all, right?
It didn't jump at me.
There's
Again,
no,
like I don't have these crazy fond memories of playing House of the Dead as a kid, but I did play it. And like I wasn't like, oh yeah, my memory is jogged.
It should be one of the three things you remember. If it was like, maybe House of the Dead has been released 100 times and one of them used like an avant-garde art style.
Maybe.
But I had the same, so like to put that into starker relief, there's a sequence way at the end where they're walking through like an old mine shaft, like a tunnel.
The catacombs.
And bad guys are jumping out, and it's cutting to the game how bad guys jump out. And they're shooting them, and I'm like, oh, wait, this should have been like the intro. Like the whole time I was still struggling to know even what type of game it was, really. Because they're showing little clips where you go, well, I know the game has that in it, but I don't know what else it has in it. And you haven't put your dudes into a situation that kind of, like if you were making like a Portal movie, they'd have to be stuck in like a chamber and have a portal gun, right? You wouldn't do that in the finale and be like, it's been Portal all along, right? You would establish for the audience, oh, we're doing a video gamey thing, so that the scenes which have now been before it instead of after it, that are clearly video gamey, like when people die, it does like a spin around them and it kind of like dips to red. And I'm like, oh, that must be from the game, but I don't even know that yet because you haven't shown the game.
What this needed to be is either you film this in the style of like Hardcore Henry, where it's all POV. Where it just is or the end of the movie Doom. Like something like that, or just take your cash in for the name and be done with it. Don't make
and do like your own thing,
Because cutting to the random segments of like, oh, here's a little bit of the game in between scenes is just dumb. It's honestly just insulting.
Where the hell are they?
It's a cash grab. I get it, you Boll. Fucking stop screwing around.
Sometimes they're shooting and it cuts to shooting in the game.
Yeah.
And that hallway is perfect like that, where I'm like, okay. Often, though, to your point, in like 3 minutes in, it's doing like a wacky transition.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And it just cuts to some game shit where I'm like, okay, well, based on the first 2 minutes, I know you don't have anything, so you're just
give me a star wipe and call it a day.
No, they're just using the game footage as a crutch to explain. They're hoping that the audience will be so jarred out of their minds by the game footage that you'll forget that you're cutting from one place to another, where you're like, how much time has passed? Why is it nighttime now? Who are these people? Like we can just
but like,
paper over.
I will also say this: like, it's all about your audience. And a young teenage boy watching this, I remember going, "That movie was awesome."
Oh,
like,
you into? Okay, cool.
I remember
All
liking
right.
it, and I couldn't tell you now anything good about this movie. I'm sure at the time it was like, oh, well, it was nudity, and there were guns, and that's cool, and zombies. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Everything I needed. And that's honestly Boll's career is like, well, I just make movies for 11-year-olds. Like that's what it really feels like.
It's been so long. I'm trying to think.
All the actors ever worked with, Ben Kingsley or whatever, are fucking pussies, nothing else. They are in the assholes of the managers, agents, and publicists.
I think I always would have had some sort of semblance of like, well, that's fake. Like, this isn't a real movie. I like it. It's bad, but I like it.
This is the fakest, I think, of his movies because there's nothing to go off of here. So like Dead or Alive, like, okay, that's a fighting game, but at least there's characters. I'm like, oh, those people.
You were acting all tough at the beginning. What happened?
People say Blood Rain has
Blood Rain, I actually
narrative.
didn't hate the first one.
Where is she?
Right.
It was the other two that
I haven't seen any of them, but, you know, people were saying, well, this one isn't as bad. They were, like, defending it, I remember,
Yeah, he's got some fun things.
Postal is fun. It's stupid,
Postal's
but it's
very
fun. Yeah. Like, I can like bad things, but the good part isn't even good enough for the bad part, which is missing, to be excused. Like, it's hard when, like, you're trying to, like, okay, what grade do you get in the class? And it's like, we haven't taken any tests. You've gotten zeros on every test. It's hard for me to, like, I can play with the numbers a little, but you're just, like, you're not doing anything. I dropped your lowest one, which was 0. However, all the other ones are also 0. So you're kind of screwed here.
Hello?
There's no characters to base anything off of, and really no script. As you kind of mentioned, they probably added a lot of that in like after the fact. These characters have no chemistry whatsoever, and they all come off as very fake, especially because they just look like, oh, you're just generic model person. Here you go. You're this now.
You are cosplaying. So it's
more
like,
or less.
So people look at each other like, oh, you're the military guy, right? And he's like, I guess.
Good choice. Desert Eagle. I like the way you think, girl.
Like, they don't have, like,
I'm the guy that was stuck in the shitter.
They're banging and then the friggin' thing fell over and I was stuck inside.
That's me. I'm the guy who wanted to get his dick wet so bad that I killed the person. What happened?
I just gotta go and take a piss is all.
But that's like a lot of their fucking things where it's like, why are you trying to have sex right now? Like that's my biggest pet peeve, like leading into nudity, especially as an adult, where I'm like, this scene doesn't make sense.
And I still think you're pretty damn sexy.
Why would this happen? You just happened upon a place where it is devoid of humans when it should be a ray of...
Because I said so.
Said so.
And you're not curious at all. You're like, you know what? Let's go into this tent. Is that our tent? No.
Too late.
But let's go in there. And then 1 second in, I gotta pee or whatever, and he just bounces. I'm like, you were like, fuck you.
Don't take it personal, Greg. I know a lot of men have these sorts of problems. I didn't hear you, idiot.
Take a piss.
Go pee in the bushes.
Movie.
No, like, there's so many problems. Him being like, I want to have sex with you. You seem to have relented briefly, and now's my window.
Velcro, beautiful Velcro. Do the humpty bumpty.
Come on, baby.
Humpty bumpty.
I'll be right back.
Yeah,
that has never happened
in
in the history. You could have a broken leg, and you'd be like, it's fine. And you would keep, this guy especially, oh my God, could have his eyeball dangling out of his head, and he'd be like, babe, it's fine. When they get to the rave, I have the same note where I'm just like, it's like, that's another thing. It didn't exist yet. Okay, I was going to say, he could have taken it from Dead Island as another one, where it was a party and it was a thing, and people are like, is this part of the party? It's like, no, this is bad. But like, they get there and they just act like it's normal.
Greg, Cindy!
Please, do not do that.
You're being taken, Hugh. This is all just one big practical joke.
Well, I guess, is everybody there? Oh, they're playing a joke on us. I'm like, wait, what?
No one even knows you're coming.
You would have to be Jared Leto going to his own cult island for you to expect that like everyone there is either in on a prank or there was a misunderstanding. They're bobbing for apples down at the thing. Like, what do you think's happening?
It's so dumb, and it's supposed to be the biggest rave. Like, this is the blah, 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 this and that. There's like 14 people there.
Hello? This is cell phone reception's for shit out here. Hello, sweetie, I'm losing you. Are you there?
So you assume like, we're never going to show you the actual attack. That'll be all in your head. But then they do.
They say he's going to make Twilight a dead one day, but I kind of doubt it,
And I'm like, well, you shouldn't have done that. That was dumb. Like, you just didn't have it. It's like a crowd scene where you're like, I see the same guy in the same red shirt 6 times. Like, it just, you show me less.
I forgot they showed
Show me the aftermath. Don't show me what happened.
Yes, I literally forgot because you're talking about like there's also a main attack like in the present day.
Yeah.
When all the zombies come out, and that's way too big. And like, again, it's almost like a nitpick given the quality of the overall thing, but I never know where are we versus the other character. Like sometimes two characters, they look at each other like, oh, like throw me that thing or whatever the fuck. There's some acknowledgement that there's other characters there. But and part of this is video gamey, but there's zero regard to like, oh, we all need to get to the building to do the thing, or like, oh, the clock is ticking because of this reason, or oh, the zombies seem to be guarding this place, but we have to get through there. Like, there's no problem to be solved. They just all walk out into this, graveyard / rave. They're mobbed by dudes that they pick off, and that's it. Which might be how the video game goes. It's probably not. The video game
makes sense for a video game where it's a shooter. Just the camera randomly takes you where you're going, things pop out and you shoot them. For a movie, you need something more than that. The fact that we don't even understand the zombies at all. Why? Like, okay, I get that if this
how to kill them or whatever.
If this juice touch, no, that's fine. We can assume people just know that because in multiple times, shot in the chest kills it, shot in the head kills it. Anything kills a zombie in this world. I'm fine with that. Whatever.
Yeah.
They are undead, and if juice touches them, they come back to life, so it doesn't make any sense that anything would kill them. But regardless of how they died, we know how to bring them back. But how did every zombie on the fucking planet get coated in this juice? Did he go around doing that? Does somehow that innately give him the power to control them? Because they are at his whim, and that seems dumb too. The ones that are lying in wait, why are they lying in wait? Why would anything ever happen? This movie's so dumb.
That's a major turning point. I'm glad that we got here organically. There's a bad guy.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for you for a long time.
That conquistador guy.
He's the witch doctor.
Who's got the weird face now.
Yeah,
with the
jigsaw
patchwork
face.
He looks like the guy, there's a Star Trek movie where they're like, we need other people's flesh to like, we keep rotting and we have to keep transplanting things. He's like that guy.
I never should have let you talk me into that duck blind in the first place.
And he says, I want your flesh and shit like that.
What do you want? I just want your flesh.
It's very direct. But early on, you see that guy and other zombies, to your point, lying in wait in the jungle. And you're like, no one else lies in wait for any reason. And maybe that one guy is smarter, but how is he convincing the other ones? What's the mechanism? What's going on?
It doesn't make any sense. I could get them not attacking him, but the fact that they like, hey! And they do things he wants them to do, you're like, wait, what the fuck is that?
Put him down! Put him down!
Because
if why is this even happening in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't kill everyone that came there. Eventually, someone had to scout this island to make a rave even happen. Someone had to build the stages.
Unbelievable.
And then eventually the tourists come in.
It's a real rave.
It's very weird that he's like, I think it's a rave. We will wait. Like, and then attack. Like, it doesn't make nothing about this makes any sense. How he would have been there.
Like he should have attacked the first person that came to the island or whatever. You would think. And if it was a trap, again, there's no like, tonight's the night. I have to do the ritual to make me like human again.
Some
like
weird Scooby-Doo bullshit.
There's no Scooby-Doo bullshit.
Behold the sacrifice.
Thank you. Hello.
Which I think was the bare minimum you had to have here. Also, the main bad guy is a huge joke and I hate him.
He wears somebody's face perfectly and tricks his friends.
Craig, we thought you were dead.
forgot about that. Because they just show him like mid, like taking it off, right? Yeah, it sucks.
That's not Greg! Get away!
So I'll take it back. There is some Scooby-Doo bullshit.
But not in a good way.
Oh, of course not.
That's not your friend, and it's just like that other actor who's like, what?
And me, I was like, wait a minute. What? How did that guy die? Did he explode? Where the fuck did that guy go?
I don't think he made it.
What do you mean you don't think he made it?
He's gone.
Wait a minute.
I have no idea. Exactly.
A lot of the characters, I'm like, yeah, I don't
I've
care.
lost track
I
of
don't
it
remember where
completely.
you went. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
I mean, on a certain level, anyone who doesn't get the red, it's literally like a dip to FF0000.
Yeah.
It's like hilariously bad. Whoever doesn't get one of those, I thought didn't die, but then at the end, it's like the three of us survived, and I'm like, oh.
It was a nightmare. So many dead, so many victims, and people that were my friends.
I guess you just don't always do that. Like, I don't know what the cinematic language is.
Well, we
here.
wanted an hour and a half, and if we were to add a few more, we'd fuck our shit up.
It feels like they're really pulling. This bad guy gets a big ending, though, a sword fight.
Yeah.
He fights with swords against the surviving people, and they're like, ha! Like fencing
They're all
and
good
stuff.
too.
They're all into it. It makes no sense, but not in a fun way.
Our lead gets stabbed like through her sternum, and I'm like, wait a minute. Would that kill you instantly? What does that hit? It's between this and that. All right, well, she's still around. The head squish is pretty good.
Game over, fucker.
Oh, it's very good.
My mental note is like, because he's like controlling his body, and I'm like, okay, we've not established that at all. Unless this is his power all along, I can control the zombies. Now that's just a zombie. I was like, Bluetooth head power, like whatever it is.
Wireless.
Yeah.
And then she fucks up the Wi-Fi by making it. I like the head stomp. The
Head
eyes
stomp is good.
The eyes come out of the head and
very
stuff.
good.
I was like, ah. I don't know how a head crushes in real life, but that looks
Just
pretty
like
good.
that.
I hope it does.
How much to lose them? I was like, wait a minute, those are like the cops.
How much to lose them?
Simon.
Did you forget what today is?
You can lose them, right?
Sure I can.
What is happening here? They're doing an inspection, and you're just gonna lose them. And A, like what? But B, they're in a boat too. They would be like, woo, pull over, idiot, I'm right behind you. You're not getting, like...
I'm traveling at the speed of boat.
The whole, like,
what do you mean?
Stay far behind them. I don't want them to know we're following them. Like,
he's heading out to the San Juan Islands, Cap.
Just maintain speed and distance. I don't want him to make us. Yet.
What? He's under arrest. What do you mean you don't want him to know?
So I might have missed something. I'm sure I missed something.
I hope.
But at a certain point, I think in my head I was like, oh, they will reveal that like she's my ex-wife or something will happen.
They did something like that.
Okay, but I'm like,
we used to be partners in like Vietnam or some stupid
oh no,
shit.
She's had a hot-on from me ever since we got out of the service, and I didn't start working for Uncle Sam like she did.
Yeah, he says like she went to work for the man and I went to become a rebel sea captain.
He's clearly like so German or whatever too, where you're like, what?
You just get the deck lines and let me worry about the evil spirits, okay, Sally?
And they do the whole thing. What do I mean by this? It's Clint Howard is like his like I sell fish sticks.
It's his Igor.
He's Igor and he's wearing like the yellow slicker thing and he's doing his thing. But they're doing the whole like you don't want to go to that island. That island's cursed.
Isla del Morte.
Morte. That's Spanish for death. In case you don't speak Mexican.
What are you doing? As if like we're in that movie. But to your point, like there's a rave happening there.
Shit. Now, where was it you wanted to take me to?
And the rave was not set up by people that seek the blood of the living, right?
No.
Or what? And there's like
it's endorsed by Sega.
It's a whole
It had
thing.
insurance for sure.
There needed to be a thing. And again, there doesn't need to be. You could just skip to the fun part if you wanted to. But then skip to the fun part. Why are we even doing this? Well, there has to be a sea captain there, and so naturally there must be a slow speed waterway chase about like, oh, Coast Guard is after me. What?
I don't like no Captain Kirk jokes. Now let's shove off.
I can't remember the name of it. There's another rave-based
I could tell you were
movie.
thinking about
It's
something.
like, it's not House of the Dead. It's like something of the Dead 3, Rave to the Grave.
Rave to the grave.
You guys ready for Halloween no one's gonna forget?
And it's way better than this.
Well, you know what else is way better than this is Survival Pinata Puppet Island or whatever the fuck.
That is better than
It's
this.
better. That's astounding to me because that movie is shit. And this is better.
So that
You're
one I
being too
liked
hard
as a
on
kid,
it.
and I
Yeah.
still like that one.
No, listen. I didn't hate it.
At
There were
least
things
it's
about
outlandish.
it.
There's nothing like.
Yeah.
This doesn't dip into like it's trying to be a movie that it's just like that's not a movie.
It's
You're like,
trying
you're not
to
doing
be
it.
Pinata Survival Island. It's failing, which is amazing to me. That's incredible. Like with very few tweaks, you could have turned this into something that would have been like worth watching. And I want to get into his head. I want to get into Uwe's head. Uwe Boll. I want to know why is this happening? Because they're bad in a way that's like not even fun.
It's
I
literally just cash grab bad. Like that's the worst kind of bad, where
Yeah.
you don't care about your audience whatsoever. You're just here to get X amount of money.
And the movies don't make any money, right? That's all bullshit. The money is all paid by investors or hedge funds or whatever. They all lose their fucking money.
And like that, the name alone, House of the Dead, like they made a sequel to this because it cost nothing, I imagine, to make, and people like me rent or bought it.
I don't like that answer.
That's the answer.
I need to go deeper. I need to know more.
He does think he makes good movies, though, which
That's
is
what
crazy.
I'm saying.
He does think that.
And he will challenge you to a boxing match if
Yeah.
you disagree.
And you fight me, then I will kick the shit out of you.
Yeah. No, he's
Kickboxing,
fascinating.
I think.
I'm sure he's a Muay Thai guy. I've just been looking
Some
at him.
bullshit.
Greg, you look like shit, man. Here, have another beer. This will make you feel better.
The best part in the movie, and I'm sure that like he had something else planned, and maybe the person doing the audio fucked him, but he's like, feels like a storm. And like he licks his finger and he holds it up. You can hear thunder the whole time.
Seems like a storm's coming up.
Maybe so.
I didn't know you could hear thunder. Yeah, he like licks his finger, but not in like the right way, and he goes, like
Yeah.
yes, makes sense.
It's like when a fake scientist pronounces a word, you're like, that's not how it's pronounced. Like, and no one on set knows how it's pronounced.
Well, and he was literally like it was like a frontal lick. He was like, count it, and like did this one. Didn't actually do the whole like, it wasn't like that, and then like, west wind or something. No.
But the best line in the movie is, we finally got to the boat, and it wasn't there.
We finally got to the boat, but it wasn't there.
What? Who says that? Where?
Oh, I think it's like the film school guy's friend or whatever. Like when he's recounting like what happened. It's like, the zombies came out, and this and that, and we ran to the boat.
Started killing everybody. Those of us that could get away did. We ran.
But it wasn't there. Like something like that. It's so dumb.
The ending is a masterpiece too, because instead of just having the like tastefulness of just like, well, we just cut to black now, and we go, wow, House of the Dead, and we just like play a fucking thing. They have a whole bookend where the guy's like, sometimes I wonder what I've created or something, and you're like, wait, this has less to do, but you know the movie's over. Like, clearly, like they were both recorded after the movie was over, but I'm like, wait, I've seen it now. You can't bullshit me as if it was about something else.
Well,
What are you
I think
doing?
they're inferring, and don't ever show, that his girlfriend died. Yeah. He gave her the juice, and now she's a zombie. Yeah. And they show you like a shot of like the city or whatever, and like it's there now.
And now we go home. Me and Alicia. Or whatever she is now. Whatever I've created. God ain't love a bitch.
And you're like, okay, like this, I can't remember the sequel off the top of my head, because like it's probably worse than this, but I don't think there's anything to do with that at all.
Right?
Yeah.
That would shock me. But yeah, again, just have like a vial around the guy's neck and have a thing, and this is how he stays alive, and I'm not gonna let you die, and do something. You could just film that just in case. You don't know what you're doing with
just
the
the dialogue between them and like the FBI, like, we're here to save you. Good. Or like whatever the fuck he says.
We're here to rescue you. Oh. Thanks.
I didn't write it down, but there's some conversation where they're kind of like, well, let's just say it's not as a movie. Yeah, it's a movie though. All right, yeah. It's not my jurisdiction. Like, fucking waste of time. The worst thing you can possibly say about any film is that it was a waste of your time.
Is this the end? Or only the beginning?
Did you like when she does like the Jurassic Park flare throw, but the zombies are not fucking T-Rex?
It seems to like not work.
Yeah, why would it work?
But they don't even, like, it seems to kind of not work, but they cut in a way where I was like, I can't tell if that worked for a second and then didn't work, or if it literally, like, you would film it, whatever. If you wanted it to not work in a way that was funny, you'd film it differently. And if you wanted it to work, or if you want, right, it doesn't land.
Well, they're not necessarily the most competent in anything.
I'm clearly, yes, but I'm just, yes, that's...
Speaking of incompetence, I want to point out one more bit of writing here. I'm going to read this verbatim because it deserves it.
I'm ready.
It's not human. It's been mutated. It's completely unnatural. It's genius.
It's not human, though. It's like it's been mutated. I've never seen anything like it before. It's completely unnatural. It's fucking genius.
This is a guy that I think they might say is a med student, and he just looks at like an 1820s microscope of blood, and he deduces so much.
That's right. They show molecules like cells or whatever, and dividing, and then I think in the flashback it might be the exact same, or it's from the same loop of just cells dividing. Mauve. Let's be honest. Sure. And it's fucking like, because in the flashback he's like, finally I found it. But yeah, again, that's the scene from the movie where all the scientists are watching the simulation, and it goes green, and they go, oh, he did, the cells are good in the cells. But there's not, it's like the worst, like House MD, but like just like, yep, we're fucked. Like something like, I don't know, man.
They didn't have it.
10 out of 10.
I love when the guy comes out of the porta potty. He's like, okay, this is when a guy would come out. He's been on tipped over porta potty. He has like a little dab of shit here, a little dab of shit there. Like, it's just the worst costuming. They don't have it. Just dunk him in water, brown water, done, or blue water. Fucking any water, honestly. If it was just water, it would be something. But he's like dry with a little patch of brown,
Where's Sin? I don't know, bro. You tell me. We gotta go find her.
That adds to the surreal video game otherworldliness of the narrative.
Only if Scooby-Doo's tongue would have went around once and he would have been clean.
That would have been hilarious, because that means Scooby-Doo's eating poop.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's alright.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
It looks like it was built a millennia ago.
Simon, it's centuries.
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's only us. Our expert staff opinion